Hello guys, this is Donald's Movies, and today I will be giving you the summary and the lore you should know for World of Warcraft Legion. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so I know most of you already know the basic information about Legion. Demon hunters are coming, Legion is invading, bad stuff is going to happen, and we're going to get the artifact weapons. But there is a lot more to it. Granted, we don't have that much information, but if there is one thing I noticed about Legion, is that it contains a lot of different stories. There are many different major characters and plots that have been combined into this one expansion, and in this video I want to break it down and provide some information on that. Of course, you don't really need to know this stuff. I know most WoW players don't really even care that much about the lore, but what I have learned is that if you understand the story, the game is just so much more enjoyable and immersive. The first and the most important thing about this is the Burning Legion. I mean, even the expansion is called the Legion. They are a major factor in the Warcraft universe, and believe it or not, they're almost behind everything that has happened in the story thus far. The Draenei storyline, Legion is behind that. The Orc invasions, Legion is behind that. The Sundering and the change of the entire world, Legion is also behind that. And it isn't just the occasions where they're directly involved, such as the 2 invasions of Azeroth, but most of the stories that have happened thus far in the entire storyline were somehow influenced by the Legion. For example, if there was no Legion influence, Eredar would have never been turned into demons, the Orcs would have never been manipulated, which means that they would have never visited Azeroth, and the Horde would have never been created. This in turn means that Sen'jin and the Darkspear tribe would most likely die out because there would be no troll or the Horde to save them. The Tauren would also be either severely beaten and possibly could have even gone extinct from the Centaur invasion. On the other side, the Scourge would have never happened. There would be no Lich King, no Undead, no Forsaken, Sylvanas being the leader, or the Blood Elves. So it's pretty obvious that the Burning Legion is behind everything we know so far about the story, and they're the most crucial influence. I recently made a video on them covering the entire story itself. Granted, if I went into full detail, this video would be almost an hour long, but I think I summarized it well enough to the point where you can get a full grasp on their exact role in the Warcraft universe. Okay, so after the main story of the Legion, there are also the races. Believe it or not, the Burning Legion is not just a simple army of demons. It is a giant mixture of enslaved, distorted, or sinister races from the entire universe gathered into one gigantic army that wants to just destroy everything in their sight. Most of these races don't really have that much lore, but the ones that do are the most important aspects of the Legion, and those are the Eredar and the Netrizim. The Eredar were once a race on their own that were turned into the demonic Man'ari, and the ones that split off from them with Velen were later known as the Draenei. The Eredar are arguably the most important race, as the 2 leaders, aside from Sargeras, Kil'jaeden and Archimonde, are both of Eredar origin. Unbeknownst to many people, the Vradguards, the footmen of the Legion, are also Eredar, even though they're most notable for their warlocks. Next on, we have the Netrizim. They're one of the races responsible for Sargeras' corruption, and they have pretty much influenced the creation of the Burning Legion. Apart from that, they have also been a very valuable asset, as they controlled and manipulated countless races and organized many different schemes. I personally believe that they're a crucial part of the Legion, and that we should definitely see them in the upcoming expansion. On the other side, we have the inside agents known as the Satyr. Most of them were once Night Elves, and it all started with Xavius, a servant of Queen Ashara. He was twisted into a demonic form by Sargeras, and he later on spread it to the other Highborn. Ever since then, many other races could join and assume the Satyr form. By now, they have been preparing Azeroth for the next Burning Legion invasions and the one that happened before, while their leader, thought to have died, Xavius, was corrupting the Emerald Nightmare. He was defeated, but he will appear in the new expansion, and he will definitely play a big role. With that said, we also have the Emerald Dream and the Emerald Nightmare, which will both be in the new expansion. At first sight, to some newer players, they might seem a bit complex, but they're actually very simple concepts. Essentially, when the Titans shaped the world, they left the perfect creation known as the Emerald Dream in a different realm next to Azeroth, while Azeroth as we know it today was changed by mortals. So, in a way, the Dream is a blueprint of the original creation. On the other side, we have the Nightmare, which is a corrupted aspect influenced by the old gods. The Nightmare itself will most importantly play a big part in this expansion, and for the first time we will be able to actually visit it. So apart from the story aspects, there are also some concepts you should understand, such as Fel Magic. Fel Magic is the main weapon of the Burning Legion and pretty much their lifeblood. Demons are created with the use of Fel, and it has many other powerful sinister properties. Apart from that, they also power up their portals with its use, and just like in Tenan, we're just bound to see a lot of green stuff in Legion. And lastly, we have the artifacts. The artifacts are legendary weapons that the players will be able to wield, and most of them have a lot of lore and are very significant. The most influential ones so far is the Ashbringer, the Doomhammer, and Frostmourne. You don't really need to know their stories, but since we're gonna be wielding these weapons, I think it is really good to know their history and who once held these weapons and where they come from. Apart from just the things I mentioned that I have videos on, I would also suggest that you check out the War of the Ancients trilogy, the Stormrage novel, and the upcoming Illidan novel once it comes out. Also, stay tuned on the channel as I'm constantly working on new videos about the expansion, so hopefully in the future I should cover most of the important artifacts, a few more Burning Legion races, and the actual expansion itself. Alright, that is all I have for this video. Now do leave your suggestions, and also don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel already, as it really helps out and keeps all the videos going. And thanks a lot for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and see you next time.